Hey y'all. Well, I know everybody's household is structured different. And regardless of whether you work from home or you're sitting at a comfortable desk there at your house, or whether you have to get up and go to an office and pray don't nobody aggravate the hell out of you while you're there, we all have different health conditions and concerns that we have to be attentive to, because if they get out of control, then we get out of control. So today I'm going to share with you some of the things I do to help deal with a particular condition I have, which is hidradenitis suppurativa, and also give you some more information on the condition itself. All right, so one of the biggest misconceptions with hidradenitis suppurativa is that they're usually just tiny little bumps, and most people think they're not that painful, and you know, it's just like an abscess, so to speak, on the skin. Well, let me tell you now, most times, and this is from a patient's perspective, I am not a medical professional. I am not licensed in any way, shape, or form. This is strictly from a patient's perspective. Yes, you can have the tiny bumps. Most people who suffer with hidradenitis suppurativa could care less about the tiny bumps. I have had some literally the size of my fists or the size of grapefruits, and I mean actual sizes of grapefruits. So they do drain. They do have a smell to them. They are very, very, very painful, and they're very inconvenient. They can, if they start draining, they can ruin your clothes. Things, they're bad. For them to be on your skin, I feel like they're bad for your skin. However, you see a dermatologist. Most times you are seen by a dermatologist and followed by a dermatologist. Um, there's different antibiotic treatments, ointments, creams, things of that nature. But you also have to have a good sense of what you need to do on your own at home so that you can help progress through this so it's not so debilitating. So that's what we're here for today, because I've learned some things along the way. I've been dealing with this since I was 17 that I feel like, hell, it took me a few years to figure this out, figure that out. Got some good, cool tips along the way. So I'm going to share them with everybody that I come in contact with, just in case you guys may need to know as well. So let me show you a few of the things, and some of them will be a big surprise. But let me show you a few of the things that help me get through the days when I do have what are considered flare-ups, where you have a abscess that is growing, or a cyst or a bump, whatever terminology wants to be used, when you have one that's growing, inflamed, and you are in a lot of pain. Now, of course, we're sitting at my makeup table because that just makes it easier for me to have everything all laid out. And these are my own personal things that I use, so of course they're open and they're used because, hell, I need to use them. So with that being said, the first thing that I highly suggest everyone have is plastic gloves. I don't care if your hand's large. I don't care if your hand's small. I don't care if you wash your hands 5, 6, 7, 10 times a day. Get you some good plastic gloves. I absolutely love these gloves. They're nothing special. They're just the Ambertex vinyl gloves. Just something to keep my hands covered. So when I am taking care of myself, of course I'm going to pull it off. Of course I'm still going to wash my hands. But hey, it's better safe than sorry. Next, you're going to need some good sterile gauze. The woven sterile gauze. I always get the 4x4. I got this pack from Amazon. And see what I mean by the woven gauze? Hold on. Which, as you can see, they're getting good use. The nice woven gauze. And my skin particularly doesn't do well with the paper tape. I use a surgical tape. And as you can tell, it's like plastic, by a plastic nature to it. That adheres to my skin a lot better than the paper tape. And as you can see, these gauze get a good use because I take the gauze. You can clean the area even if it's already draining. You can use it to help bandage the area. I always keep saline handy. Not only do I have saline, but I also have little saline packets in my little IKEA plastic bag. You just take one, you can squirt it on there, or you can have an actual bottle of saline, which I have in a different location, but different saline packs, so you can just actually have something to cleanse the area besides just soap and water, because Lord knows that is so uberly drying and it's so hard to keep a good moisture level. Now this next thing that I'm about to say, this is something that's going to surprise a lot of people, and it surprised me. But when I tell you, it was a godsend, because your skin is stretching. And so what helps stretching skin and inflamed skin more than preparation H? And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. My uncle suggested this. My uncle suggested this, and it had been suggested to him by someone else who actually dealt with the same condition. And I was like, Preparation H, that's for hemorrhoids. And he was like, yeah, inflamed, irritated, red skin. I'm like, yeah, your skin's stretching, it's inflamed, it's irritated. Some of this goes a long way. As you can tell, this tube is called hell. What I also noticed was if you have, like I said, sometimes I get some really nice size ones. I mean, nice meaning like baseball grapefruit sizes. Thank God changes in diets have actually helped that a whole lot. But these, if you take these and put them inside the gauze and you put that up against the skin with the tape, I'm telling you, for me, it was a blessing because it has the lidocaine in it. It helps takes the pain out. Telling you, this is from a patient's perspective. Now, by all means, make sure you're not allergic to any of these things. Make sure you don't have any reaction to any of these things. I don't want to tell anyone anything that's going to hurt or harm them. I'm just telling you that from my personal experience, like I said, my personal experience, this Preparation H has been a blessing to the sore site. That's all I got to say. Now, of course, the next thing you need to be concerned about is bandages. Now, I just picked these up at the Dollar Tree. No big deal. I have bandages from the Dollar Tree, from Amazon. Dollar Tree, Amazon, Walmart, wherever I can get a good bandage that's going to actually stick, because I don't need my skin irritated. But I do need something that's going to adhere to my skin and actually hold anything that's coming out, because that is the goal. Now, of course, sometimes you can get some like in your armpit or something. So I like to get like a flesh tone bandage. And this came from the Dollar Tree, $1.25. And it works pretty good. Like, just in case you're still fashionable, for the most part, most people still are. So what if you're wearing like a see-through top or something? You don't want a bandage that looks like this sticking out underneath when your skin looks like mine. So I get flesh tone bandages. Hopefully they'll start making them where they're a little bit bigger so that you can use one bandage, like a 2x4 or something. So you can use one bandage to cover a larger area. I have used these. I just purchased these from Amazon. I'm not looking forward to trying them, but if the case comes up where I do need to, then at least I have them. And of course, the Equate brand comes from Walmart. These are pretty good. They're also antibacterial. And these are 3x4s. These are 3x4s because, like I said, sometimes they can get pretty on the big side, and you don't ever, 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 from the patient's perspective, let the tape touch the swelling part. Oh my God, that is like committing suicide and homicide all at the same time. Like, it's just hell. Now, this bandage I got from Amazon, and I really liked it. It's a nice size bandage. I like the material. It was really cooling. It's a good bandage. This is my very last one. I went through a good spell of situation, so I might reorder some of those. And I also like this McKesson bandage. It's a 2x4, and it's pretty sturdy. Like, when you put it on, it's not aggravating to the skin, but it adheres to the skin, and it stays put, and it's waterproof. I mean, God bless if you have to sweat, but it is a condition where your sweat glands get inflamed, and hence comes the cysts and the pain, and the abscess is called, and or the bump is called, and or the drainage, or whatever the heck the world wants to call it that day. It's just basically, here comes the unpleasant feeling. Now, I will tell you, I have mixed reviews on this. I know some people really like it. It's Manuka honey. I got this off Amazon. I used it. I tried it. I probably had this tube over a year. And if anyone who actually has HS for short knows that if you have one tube for over a year, that's really not your go-to tube if you have severe situation, no breakouts. So I know it can, when you're draining, if you really get that in there, it could have a little sting to it. But like I said, everyone's different. It was recommended to me. I tried it. I haven't reordered another one. There's still a little bit in there. So, to each his own. It is something that was recommended to me. I tried it. It wasn't something like I will never, ever the hell use it again. But like I said, I haven't ordered it. And it doesn't look like that Preparation H tube right here. So we'll just see how it turns out. But I do hope that some of these help someone. If it's something that you have not heard of, if you have any questions, feel free to leave something in the comments. I will talk more about the conditions I have and the conditions the kids have, because you have to keep your health up when you're trying to be out here and parent and being an entrepreneur and go through all these things. And to do those things and also have to deal with the health battle, it can become mentally taxing. So I'm here to answer any questions about conditions I have, like I said, from a patient perspective, and give any tips that I may have to share with you. And if you have some that I don't know about, if you have HS and you say, hey, she didn't say such and such, drop it in the comments, because hell, it ain't going nowhere. So as long as it's still here, I'm open to try something, as long as it doesn't hurt more than the abscess already does. Bye, y'all.